there. I'm Amy.Connell. Welcome to the Graced Health Podcast for women who want simple and grace-filled ways to take care of themselves and enjoy a little chocolate in the process. I'm a certified personal trainer and nutrition coach who wants you to know your eating, movement, and body don't have to be perfect. You just need to be able to do what you're called to do. Welcome to another episode of Ask the Trainer, where I answer questions you may have about your eating, movement, or how they work together in as little time as possible, probably about 7 minutes. Today's question is, why don't my workouts leave me feeling sore anymore? Now, if you've been with me a while, you know that I typically like to back up, give a little history, and then answer the question. I'm actually going to answer the question first here, and then give you some resources or some ways to help the problem. Okay, so this is the deal. Our bodies were designed to be efficient. But way back when, we had to be very efficient at foraging or hunting or doing all of the things when we didn't know when our next meal was going to come. And so our body learned to be very, very efficient in how we move, how it burns calories or burns energy is a better way of saying that, and doing all the things that we have to do on a day-to-day basis. This still holds true today. Running is a great example. So if you are a runner, you know that when you first start running, it's ridiculously hard and then it gets better. If you have a watch and a tracker, you may notice that if it's measuring your calories burned, that your calories burned may actually be going down as time goes on, even though you're getting to be a stronger runner. Well, one of the reasons you're getting to be a stronger runner is because your muscles and your heart are becoming more efficient at what you're asking it to do. There's a technical term for this. It's called SAID, SAID, or specific adaptation to imposed demands. Basically, when you're asking your body to do something over and over and over, it's going to adapt specifically to what you're asking it to do. If you are running all the time, it will get easier. This is good, but it may not be in line with your goals. If you are biking all the time, it may get easier. If you are lifting the same 5 or 8 pound dumbbells, it's going to get easier. Now, I say 5 or 8, by the way, as a side note, because this tends to be the amount of weight that people will go and have in their home, or they'll grab when they're in group fitness classes at the gym. So whatever the weight is, if you are grabbing that over and over, then specific adaptation to impose demands. You will get used to the 5, 8, 10, 15, 20, whatever pounds that you are lifting. So how do we fix this? Okay, so Amy, you're saying, well, my body's getting really efficient. Maybe you only have the 5 and 8 pounds at your home. You're not comfortable going to the gym right now, or for whatever reason. And so, well, how do I change this? So there's a couple things that you can do depending on what resources you have available at your disposal. The first thing is change modalities. And by modalities, the better word that I like to use is your fitness toys. And those are all the things that we grab to make our workouts more difficult or more, I like to use the word fun. You can use it whatever, maybe more challenging. If you are consistently using dumbbells, try grabbing a kettlebell. If you're consistently using body weight, try grabbing a dumbbell. You can use resistance bands. You can use resistance loops. You can use barbells. There's all kinds of different things. Sometimes just changing up what you are doing, even though you might even be doing the same thing, that can help create that inefficiency just enough so you may feel the effect of that workout. Another thing to do is change your resistance. And yes, I do mostly mean going up in your weight. However, it may be that you feel more comfortable going down in your weight and doing more repetitions, particularly if you've been injured or if you have a body part that's just kind of barking and saying, I'm not really loving this. It might be that going lower in your weight and increasing your repetitions might be a good way for your body to feel that difference. You can change your time. So maybe if you're used to just consistently doing 15 reps, that's probably about 40 seconds. I'm just guessing based off of my own personal experience. try going higher weight and going for a lower amount of time. Or maybe you're going lower weight for a higher amount of time, or you stay that weight. And instead of 40 seconds, you go 50 seconds and just see what happens when you add that extra 10 seconds in. So play around with your time. And then you can also play around with your rhythm. One thing that people don't realize is you really gain, you get the gains, your resistance, especially when you're lifting weights. You will really start to realize benefits when you slow down the eccentric motion. What do I mean by that? Eccentric is when your muscle is lengthening. So if you are in a bicep curl, that is a concentric. You have curled in and you have shortened that bicep motion as you have lifted weights up. As you lengthen your arm out and your hand away from your shoulder, that bicep is elongating, and that is the eccentric motion. So that's a really great one to do it. All of our muscles have concentric and eccentric motions depending on what you're doing. So if you kind of just visualize what your muscle is doing when you are lifting that weight or when you're doing the motion that you're doing, if you will slow down the eccentric motion, you may actually challenge that muscle a little bit more. Sometimes we think, well, okay, I'm just going to bang this out and I'm going to do this as fast as I can. And that is definitely one way to do it. But again, if you're wanting to feel results, if you're wanting to switch things up a little bit and you don't have a lot of other opportunities to change your weights or change the modalities, then this is something that I recommend you try. Maybe go 2 counts on the concentric on the curl in, and then 4 counts on the eccentric. So slow it down. And if you're not really sure what concentric and eccentric is for your muscles, don't worry. It took me a really long time to get it right. And I don't think I even get it right all the time. And I've been doing this for 16 years now. So you're not alone. It's not a big deal. Just take your motion 4 counts doing one way and then 4 counts doing the other. And when I say counting, I just mean like just count in your head. That's all you need to do. So I hope that really helps you just kind of switch things up a little bit. Remember, our body becomes very efficient. And if we are wanting to continue to feel the results of our workouts, this is a great, cheap, most of the time, simple way of changing up your workouts so you can feel the effects of that more. Okay, that is all for today. Now go out there and have a great day.